Okay, this will be the last video on balancing these blades, which I've started off. You can see this lead weight I've got here had such a massive off balance due to the density of the wood of one blade that this weight I'm just going to throw on the ground here is wasn't even enough to get it to move. As you can see, I'm just showing it up there for the sheer laugh of it now, of course. But now that I'm sort of got there more or less in the end, I just got a small weight, which is just a couple of nuts with a hook on the end of it, just a light sort of weight, quick spin round, and I'm just looking just in general to see sort of where it stops, kind of thing. But I've been spinning this round quite a few times already, and it does stop at the top, and it stops at the bottom, and it stops at the right, and it stops at the left. But I'm just having a quick spin here. So the blade that's got the black band on it, which is actually the one that caused all the problems, and I'm putting a small weight in it 50 centimeters from the end of the blades. Now these blades are very accurately lengthed the same distance from the true centre of the hub, so it's actually quite a good reference point to compare. I don't necessarily have to go from the centre out, I can go from the out in. So this is me just looking at to see that the weight is actually going to move the blades down, and looking to see if there's a blade that it doesn't take down, which would indicate that there's a problem somewhere, and it's still, all three of them are going down. So the next thing to that, I'm just moving the tape measure to 60 centimeters this time rather than the previous 50, and doing the same thing all over again. And that blade, obviously it has less influence, but the blade's still going down with just that bit of weight. So back around to this one, same things, 60 centimeters, and put on a small weight, and blade's going down. I'm not looking for anything wonderful. Now the thing I've got to keep in mind here is that this hub has been packed with grease, and it hasn't had a proper spin yet. So there is a bit of resistance with the grease itself, and that's just one of these things that you can get around it by taking all the grease out and putting some oil in and running it very, very light. But I'll wait until it's spun a bit more for real and see how it plays out to see if I'm going to change anything. But here now it's not far away at all. Got a light spin, you can go for a big spin, but so we've got it stopping at the left hand side, shall we say, just above the horizontal line. And then when you go and do it again, of course, you're generally looking for different stopping points. I'm not going to keep spinning it over and over again, it's just kind of silly. But you can of course spin it faster and get it to spin for longer to create more of a random sort of bit more variation, because obviously this is very light spin, so it's probably not as good as a light one like that to create a random outcome. But it should still, at the end of the day, if it's not overly heavy at one side, it should sort of at least give some variation to what I'm looking for here, and it is in fact doing that. So that looks like that's ready for the next bit, which will be taking it up to the top of the tower sometime soon.